Welcome to volleyball coverage on PlayOnSports.com. Coming to you live from Woodland Hills, California. I'm Michael Conowitz on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com. We're underway. Just a few points in here. Taft, the home team, welcoming in their season opener Verdugo Hills, the Dons. And all tied up at 4 apiece. And here's the Bosnian Bomber trying to go for the kill there. Andrea Bosnick, and eventually the point gives Taft their first lead at 5-4. Verdugo Hills started out with a 3-0 lead, and the Toreadors from Taft have fought back to take a 1-point lead here in this first set. And now the return fails for Verdugo Hills, and the lead for Taft goes out to 6-4. Two volleyball heavyweights here in action in the Woodland Hills, and now Taft trying to Verdugo Hills, I should say, trying to cut the Taft lead down. And there's the Bosnian Bomber, Andrea Bosnick, with her 4th kill of the game so far. She has 4 of Taft's 7 points, and the Taft lead is 3 in this first set, 7-4 here on PlayOnSports.com. There's the return and a nice dig there for Taft, and he goes back over, and the return by Verdugo Hills wide, so the Taft lead goes out to 4, 8-4. Rachel Wadgen serving for the Toreadors. Here's the setup on the far side, and Taft setting up their own attack. There's Bosnick, and she gets another kill, her 5th of this first set, and the Taft lead now 10-4. Taft, the LA City Section D2 runners-up last year, and Verdugo Hills also a very talented squad. Here's Bosnick again, and too much power there for the Bosnian Bomber, as she likes to be called. And the Taft lead 10-4. Already 6 kills for Bosnick. And a little wide on the serve by Rachel Lodgen. And so Taft gets back on the board after a little bit of a scoring drought, 10-5. I should say Verdugo Hills got back on the board there. The Taft lead now 10-5 in this first set. This is Kamalovic serving, and the return by Taft in the middle, too long. And Taft thought they got the point, but too long on the attack there. And it is a point for Verdugo Hills, who trail Taft, the home team, 10-6. And at the net, Verdugo Hills gets called for the violation, so the point goes to the Toreadors, 11-6. Megan Akavin, the serve there for the Toreadors. Now from the far side, a nice dig there by Verdugo Hills, getting the return. And the dump attempt is just a little short by Amanda Park, the 5'11" junior opposite side hitter, and gives Taft, or Verdugo Hills, I should say, a point, and pulls it back within 4, 11-7, the Toreador lead here at John Furling Gymnasium in Woodland Hills. And a violation on the Verdugo Hills side extends the Taft lead back to 5, 12-7 in the first set here. And the senior outside hitter, one of the tallest players on the Taft team, Andrea Bosnick, with the serve there. And now here comes the return by Verdugo Hills. And it hits the net, and a nice little roll there for Verdugo Hills as they get the point off the net. Cuts the Taft lead to 12-8. Hannah Evans, a junior, serving for Verdugo Hills. The little one-hander back over, but it's saved by Evans. And now Taft trying to go on the attack. And it just paints the right corner. And that extends the Toreador lead to 13-8. Now we're going to have a substitution. Emily Mazarigos comes out of the game and is replaced by Kamari McWright, a 5'10 senior middle blocker. And Laura Janik serving for the Toreadors. And a violation again on the Verdugo Hills side, and that puts the Taft lead here in this first set to 15-8. Make that 14-8. And the service is long, and that cuts the Taft lead down a little bit back to 5. 14-9, the Toreadors, the hometown team, on top. Jamie Ho, the senior defensive specialist, with the serve there for the Dons. And trying to one-hand it back over, but it's saved by Verdugo Hills. And then the return by Espindola, Jody Espindola, the junior setter, is just a little bit wide, and so the Taft lead now 15-9. 5'5 senior libero, Micah Bahem, serving for the Toreadors. And almost losing it in the middle, and they do. A little miscommunication there at the net gives Verdugo Hills the point, cuts it back to a 5-point first set lead for Taft, 15-10, the Toreador advantage. And Amanda Park back into the game for the Toreadors. Michelle Boyd, a 5'5 junior defensive specialist and also an outside hitter, with the serve there for the Dons, and she returns it back. And now point goes to the Dons and cuts it back to a 4-point deficit. Taft on top here in set number 1 on PlayOnSports.com. 15-11, the Toreador lead. And a nice service ace there for Michelle Boyd. Her first of the day. Boyd the serve, right-hander, taken up to the front line, and too much power there, and a kill for Park. Amanda Park, the 5'11 junior, opposite side hitter, extends the Taft lead back to 4 after the Dons started to cut it down a little bit. Taft 16 and Verdugo Hills 12 in this first set. And now over to the left side, and hitting it back after she tried the initial kill, didn't work, but got the block, did Andrea Bosnick. Already with 6 kills in this first set, and the Taft lead back to 5, 17-12. And now a little miscommunication there on the Verdugo Hills side, and the Toreador advantage goes back to 6, 18-12. Taft, Division II, from returning from a season where they made it to the LA City Section Championships, and as the return goes wide for Verdugo Hills and extends the Taft lead to 19-12. Verdugo Hills couldn't play in the postseason last year, but they were 14-0 overall and the East Valley League champs at 12-0. As a service error there on the Taft side keeps Verdugo Hills alive, down 19-13 in this first set. Two very talented coaches, and we'll talk to you about that in between sets as Jadi Espindola serves it for the Dons, and in the middle, the one-hander back over to Verdugo Hills, and now a mistake there on the Dons side of things extends the Taft lead back to 7, 20-13 here in this first set here on PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports. Kamari McCright with the serve for the Toreadors. And now the return by Taft. And the attack, or I should say the return by Bosnick just a little wide. 2014 Toreadors on top here at Taft High School. This is Kamala Levick, returning it, and the service long, so that extends the Taft lead back to 21-14. They've controlled it for most of this first set, although the Dons of Verdugo Hills did start out with the 3-0 lead, but it's been all Taft since that point, as Taft makes a nice serve, but too many hits there, and the Dons get the point. 21-15, Taft on top in this first set. 5'5" senior defensive specialist, Andrea Goring, with the serve there for the Dons. Almost losing it did Verdugo Hills, but they get the save and get it over the back line of Taft. A nice job there by Espindola of seeing the open spot on the back line and just putting a nice little touch there, and that makes it 21-16, Taft on top, but the Dons trying to stay alive in this first set here in the Woodland Hills. And now a little mistake on the Taft side of things, and that's the first couple points in a row for the Dons that we've seen in some time. 21-17, Taft on top. But now Taft answering, 22-17. And Jamie Wynn, the 5'8" senior outside hitter, comes back into the game, replacing Gina Friera. Bosnick the serve there, and the ace. (23-17), the Taft advantage. And Bosnick, again the Bosnian bomber, back to serve for the Toreadors again. Verdugo Hills, the one-hander. Here's Bosnick in the middle, and that time it's a little long. 23-18, the Dons stay alive, but still a lot of work to do. Hannah Evans, 5'11" junior, serving for the Dons. Back line. And a nice block there back. Taft saves it and returns it. Can they get it back over? The Dons do. Here's the right side attack and a nice little dig there by Goering. And a nice little volley here, back and forth. Nice saves on defense on both sides of the net. And this time, Taft can't keep it alive. A nice return there by the Dons. They still trail, but cutting the lead back again to 4, 23-19 in this first set here on PlayOnSports.com. Evans the serve, and Wynn, the return for Taft. The one-hander gets returned by Morales, but the Dons come away with it and keep their hopes alive, cutting the lead back to 3, 23-20. And it's been quite some time in this first set since the Dons were this close. Evans to serve. The setup in the middle. Evans one-hands it to keep it alive on the Don side. And here's Taft on the far side, and a nice shot there. Good placement by Amanda Park. A lot of power there on the far side. 24-20, and it is a set point coming up. As it'll be Nicole Krasnov, a 5'8" senior, trying to put this first set away for Taft, leading 24-20. Set up in the middle, hits the net, but the Dons save it. Initially, they're in trouble though, and the point goes to Taft. And the set goes to Taft as well. 25-20, they get the first set victory. And if you want to watch more of your school's great matchups, like the game you are enjoying here tonight, you can tell your school to sign up for the Play On Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP. That's playonsports.com/SBP. As the first set, Taft pretty much controls it. The Dons showed some life for sure late in the set, cutting it back to a 3-point deficit, but Taft able to put it away 25-20. Back here in the Woodland Hills, volleyball coverage on PlayOnSports.com. You got a non-conference game, the Taft Toreadors winning the first set out of the West Valley League over the Dons. Verdugo Hills out of the East Valley League, Division 3, and Taft Division 2. Both teams powerhouses in their divisions, and both teams favored to win their division LA City Section Championship. This is the first game of the season for Verdugo Hills, and Taft coming into the game 4-2 off the Gladstone tournament last week. So Taft got the first set 25-20, and we start out the second set, and now a net violation gives Taft the opening point, 1-0. Micah Baham, the service for Taft, and the return gets probably a little farther than she meant it, but it worked out, and now a good little volley going in the middle and on the right side, and Verdugo Hills the save, and just send it back over. Jamie Wynn, and the kill in the middle gives Taft the 2-0 lead on the kill by Kamari McWright, the 5'10" senior middle blocker. Boyd sends it back to Taft. And too much power there on the shot by Jamie Wynn. The kill for her gives Taft a 3-0 lead, and the first set, Verdugo Hills getting out to a 3-0 lead, and then it was all Taft from there. And now the Toreadors leading 3-0 and make it 4-0 as the service ace from Micah Baham. So Baham, a 5'5" senior libero, as checking in on the Don side. Can't see the number. I believe that is, we'll get it to you in a moment. That's Marissa Morales, the 5'3" junior defensive specialist, checking into the game for the Dons as the Toreadors lead 4-0. Here on PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports. A little stoppage in play here as we have an official's timeout. And now back to the action. And Baham with the serve, coming off the service ace. Verdugo has the return and the kill for Alex Archiga, her first of the game, gets the Dons on the board in this second set. They lost the first set 25-20, and Taft leading the second set 4-1. And a kill from the left side for Jamie Wynn, the 5'8" senior outside hitter. Extends the Taft lead to 4, 5-1 here in set number 2 at John Furling Gymnasium. And this is the 5'6" junior Soraya Samea serving for the Toreadors, and the serve is wide. So it cuts it back to a 3-point lead for Taft, 5-2. And this is Espendola serving. Nice serve there, and she almost got Taft there, but the Toreadors able to get the return, and the attack in the middle can't quite get it. Taft the return, and off the block, a nice kill there again for Jamie Wynn. She's definitely making herself heard here in these first two sets, and it's Taft 6, Verdugo Hills 2. Taft with the 1-0 set lead. Jamie Wynn, the serve, is taken in the back line and up in the middle, almost lost there, and now they're going to say, I believe, that she touched the net, did Espindola, and my mistake, the violation on Taft, so that makes it a 6-3 game in the second set, 6-3 with the Toreadors on top. And Andrea Goring, the 5'5" senior, to serve. After Coach William Reinhardt in his 9th year gets in a word to his players. And here's Taft, and a nice kill there in the middle. Rising up for the kill is Kamari McWright. A lot of size. Taft, one of the biggest teams in D2, I should say. Verdugo Hills in D3, and the 7-3 lead. And McWright the serve, the return, and finding a nice little spot there is Hannah Evans in the middle. Good court vision. Keeps it within striking distance. It's Taft 7 and Verdugo Hills 4, as we have a couple substitutions, and coming in to serve is Marissa Morales for the Dons. And also checking in is 21 Rebecca Stalvey. As here's Park trying to return it, make that Bosnick, and couldn't quite get it over, and that cuts it back to a 2-point lead for Taft, 7-5. And here's Bosnick again, and she shows off her power. Had 5 or 6 kills in the first set alone, and extends the Taft lead to 8-5. Akavon with the serve for Taft, and here's the return, and Akavon in the middle now, and a nice dig there by Goring, but Taft comes away with the point, 9-5. So Taft's coach, Armin Mercado, in his 13th year as the girls' head coach and 11th as the boys, as the serve by Akavon has had so much success here at Taft, but success coming for the Dons on that one as they cut the Taft lead back to 3, 9-6. But Mercado, 3 times the Los Angeles Daily News Volleyball Coach of the Year, the 07 LA Times Coach of the Year, 3 times City Section Coach of the Year. The praise goes on, and responsible for 3 City Section championships, 2 girls and 1 boys, and the Taft lead now 10-6, and skilled coach on the Verdugo Hills side as well, William Reinhardt, again in his 9th year, also the boys coach, led the boys to the City Section D2 title game this year, and is responsible for 5 girls league championships and 3 boys titles, as Taft extends the lead to 11-6. Quite a volleyball tradition here at Taft, as that one will be forgettable by Krasnov. Just a little short there on the serve, and she'll come out of the game and be replaced by Bosnick as the Dons pull it back to 11-7 in the second set as they trail 1-0. And Kamala Lovick with the serve for the Dons. And a nice dig there. And Bosnick almost losing it, And almost saving it, but can't quite keep it alive. Can Goering, and now back to a 3-point second set, 11-8. Taft on top, but Verdugo Hills serving. And that service is wide from Lovick. So extends the Toreador lead back to 4, 12-8. Bayham, I should say, with the serve there. There's Park. And on the return by Verdugo Hills, just a little wide there. Nice effort at saving it, but can't keep it in bounds, and the Toreador lead extends to 5, 13-8. And going for the dump shot is Espindola, but can't quite get it over, and good defense on the Taft side extends the Taft lead to 14-8 in this second set. Taft with the 1-0 set lead. Artiga trying to get the kill, but the point goes to Taft. And the Toreadors taking control of the second set, leading 15-8 now. Goering, and a nice dig there in the back line by Verdugo Hills, back over to Taft. And a kill for Amanda Park. Park playing well in this game here in the Woodland Hills, extends the lead to 16-8, and a timeout called by the Dons. And PlayOn Sports also on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news and information and links to great highlights. Follow us at PlayOn Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/PlayOnNetwork. Keep up with all the high school action every week from your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com. And so the Toreadors of Taft coming out a little slow just to start the first set, going down 3-0 to the Dons, but it's kind of been all Taft since, as they won the first set 25-20 and lead in the second set over Verdugo Hills 16-8. Credit the Dons for keeping it within reach most of the time. They've cut it back to 3-2 a couple of times, but Taft with the advantage here. Back in play. Return by Artiga. And a nice kill there again by Park, Amanda Park. So much power there coming up in the middle. 17-8. Micah Bayhem waiting to serve it for Taft. There's Bayhem's serve. And a nice one, but it is returned. And here's Park. Over. And almost killed there. Can they get it? They can't. Too much power there on the attack by Jamie Wynn from that far side. And Taft with the lead in the second set. Double digits now, 18-8. Trying to set something up on the far side. The dump gets it over, but doesn't quite work. And now there's a violation up front on Verdugo Hills. And Taft continues to pull away from the Dons here in the second set, 19-8. Bayhem the serve. And that one hits the net, so a little break there for the Dons. 19-9 though, the Toreador advantage. And my mistake. That was a Verdugo Hills point. And Taft now gets on top of that one. 20-9, the Taft lead. This is Soraya Samea getting ready to serve. And the Toreadors looking pretty good coming off the Division II City Section Championship game, and you see why, although the Dons very talented themselves in Division III. And a good job there keeping it alive by Bayhem. Getting it back over, and just too much on the attack there by Guzman. And the lead for the Toreadors now 21-9. Samea tosses it up and sends it just narrowly over the net, and nice service ace for her line drive there, painting the left sideline. Nice job, 22-9, the Taft advantage. Taft with the big lead in this second set, and the 1-0 set lead here on PlayOnSports.com, and make it 23-9 as that's 2 service aces in a row for Samea. The 5'6" junior setter, can she make it 3 in a row? And just too much on that one. Maybe getting a little greedy, but just long. And that makes it 23-10, but Taft just controlling the second set. Espindola. Bayhem. And here's the return by Wynn over. Tries to get it over to McWright, but the point on the violation goes to Verdugo Hills. A much needed point as they trail by 12 in the second set. And Espindola gets it. A nice dig there and a nice save, almost saved I should say. Samea trying to save it, but it goes over the Taft bench and cuts the lead to 11. Espindola the serve. In the middle. Win. And the point for Taft as they get closer to a 2-set lead. And my mistake, I looked down for a moment. The point goes to the Dons, 23-13. But they've got a lot of work to do to get back in this one, but they're not gonna just give it up as they get the service ace there, does Jadi Espindola. And the timeout as the lead for Taft, 23-14. Taft with the 1-0 set lead. PlayOnSports.com, not only your destination for LA City volleyball action, but it's also the place for the most comprehensive coverage of high school playoff and championships events in all sports from across the country. PlayOnSports.com, high school sports lives here. Over 100 football games on across the country every Friday night on PlayOnSports.com and YouTube.com/PlayOnNetwork. And you can, of course, get all the information up to date on Twitter at twitter.com/PlayOnSports. Taft trying to get that much closer to putting it away, but into the net on the attack by Janjic. And that keeps the Dons alive, 23-15, the Taft advantage. Johnson. Win. The return. Far side. And Taft just keeps it alive. And they say violation goes against Verdugo Hills there. And it's going to be a set point for the Toreadors. 24-15. Win. And blocked back in the face, but the attack wide, so that keeps the Dons alive. At least one more point, 24-16. But more set points to come for Taft as we have a couple substitutions here on the Don side and a little confusion. As Lovick back into the game and Andrea Goering to serve. Samea and able to return it. And they say point Taft into the net. And so that again keeps Verdugo Hills alive in this second set, already trailing 1-0. And trailing in set number 2, 24-17. Goering serve. In the middle. Goering able to set something up from the back line and back to Taft. And hits the rafters. They say play on. And Taft trying to put it away, and they do off the block. And the nice kill by, that's Nicole Krasnov for the set point, and Taft goes out to his 2-set lead, 25-20, the first set victory, and set number 2 goes 25-17. Taft showing their talent and their size up front. As we'll go to set number 3 with Taft ahead 2-0. And we'll take a break in just a moment, but remember to stay tuned for the PlayOnSports.com postgame show, where we will select our player of the game as well as wrap up all the action from this one. That's coming up following the game on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com. Back in a minute with set number 3. Back here on PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports here in the Woodland Hills, Taft High School. LA City volleyball action, and Taft with the 2-0 set lead over Verdugo Hills, 25-20 and 25-17 as we get ready for set number 3. The Dons with a lot of work to do to try and force a fourth set. But a fresh set for the Dons and plenty of talent for the Dons. Again, the 2011 East Valley League champions at 14-0 overall and 12-0 in the East Valley. And again, Coach Will Reinhardt for the Dons in his 9th year, also the boys coach, led the city section, the boys to the D3 city section title game, and responsible again for 5 girls league championships, 3 boys titles. But Taft's Armin Mercado, very talented, 8 combined Coach of the Year titles as Taft gets the first point of the 3rd set as the service by Verdugo Hills into the net. Mercado's Toreadors have reached at least the semifinals of the LA City section D2 championships 6 of the last 7 years, and 5 girls city section championship game appearances since 2002. And Mercado also boys coach, 7 boys city section title game appearances, dozens and dozens of all league and all city players as 1-1, and now Taft takes the lead back 2-1 in this 3rd set. So Nicole Kraskov serving for Taft. And in the middle, the one-hander returned by Verdugo Hills. And nice save there in the middle by the Dons, and almost getting a block. And a violation on Taft ties it up at 2 apiece in this 3rd set. The Toreadors here, the home team, with the 2-0 set lead. So the pressure on Verdugo Hills. Kamala Lovick serving for the Dons. Nice power there. Here's the return by Bosnick, and off the block. It's a point for Bosnick. Bosnick with got to be close to 10 kills here in this one, as that gives Taft the lead, 3-2. Akavon serve, returnable by Verdugo Hills, and make that a nice save by Wynn, but the point eventually going to the Dons as they tie it back up at 3 apiece, and definitely looking like they're motivated to try and stick with Taft in this 3rd set and not go home quite yet. Michelle Boyd serving for the Dons. Taken in the middle, and a nice save there, or an attempt at a save by Akavon, but just goes into the front row of the stands and gives the Dons their first advantage since they led 3-0 in the 1st set, 4-3 Verdugo Hills in this 3rd set. Nice set, and had a lot of power on that attack by Bosnick, but Verdugo Hills got it back under the basketball hoop. It's saved, and Taft able to get it back over somehow. Set up high in the middle, and painting the back right corner. A nice kill there by Artiga, Alex Artiga, the 5'8" senior, giving Taft the 2-point lead in this 3rd set, 5-3 here on PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports. And the one-hander goes too far for Amanda Park, and equaling the largest lead of this whole match by the Dons, since they led 3-0 to start this one in set number 1, now leading 6-3 in the third set as they have their backs against the wall here at John Furling Gymnasium, down 2 sets to none, but starting out this third set very well. Boyd serve though into the net and cuts the Taft deficit back to 2, as it'll be the Bosnian bomber, Andrea Bosnick, serving for the Toreadors. In the middle, from the far side, and good job finding the open spot and knocking it off her defender by Amanda Park to cut the Taft deficit to 1, 6-5, and I think this is a pretty big point as the Dons getting out to their first lead since the first set, and now it's all tied up as the service ace for Bosnick knots it at 6. So can the Dons stay alive and take the lead back, or is Taft going to take over? Here's Bosnick. And the setup, and the attack is long, and that gives Taft the lead in this third set, 7-6. The Dons with their backs against the wall and surrendering a 3-point lead, now trailing by 1. Can they get it back? Here's the attack, and that one's long, and Hannah Evans just putting a little too much mustard on it as that extends the Taft lead to 8-6. So the 6-footer, Bosnick's serve is taken in the back line. Here's the setup in the middle, and the return, and that one hit up way up high. The attack from the far side, they just send it back, keep it alive. And this one, too much power as the lead extended to 9-6 on the kill by Amanda Park from that right side. So a 6-3 lead for Verdugo Hills, now a 9-6 deficit, but getting a break there as Bosnick into the net on the serve, 9-7. And now Hannah Evans comes out for the Dons and is replaced by Roselle Lissing, the 5'4" senior defensive specialist, as she sends a pretty good serve. Taft the return, but into the net goes Jamie Wynn, and that cuts the Taft lead back to just 1, 9-8. Lissing trying to tie it back up for the Dons, trailing 2 sets to none. Park in the middle. And a nice little volley going here, and too long though on the attack by Jamie Wynn, and that knots it all back up at 9 apiece. Back and forth third set here. And the senior outside hitter with the serve. And a little miss hit there by Taft, and that gives the Dons the lead back after they led 6-3, and then got a little rattled, taking the lead back yet again with their backs against the wall. 10-9 their lead, but down 2 sets to none to the hometown Taft Toreadors, and a nice return there by Espindola, and Taft can't handle it, and the lead for Verdugo Hills, 2. Lissing serve, taken up high, and Nice kill there for Jamie Wynn. A key part of the Toreador offense, as coming in for the Toreadors is the 5'6" senior defensive specialist, Tavel Aruzi, and she serves it as Taft leads 11-10, make it 12-10. And my mistake, the score all knotted back up at 11. And Tavel's serve. Here's the return for Verdugo Hills. In the middle, Park, the one-hander, just saved by Taft. Can they get it back over? They do, and Taft can't quite handle the return, and that gives Verdugo Hills the lead right back as we go back and forth in this one, 12-11. Five-two senior defensive specialist Jamie Ho with the serve for the Dons. And a violation there on Taft. Makes it Dons 13, Toreadors 11 here in set number 3 on PlayOnSports.com. Ho's serve in the middle. And a nice attempt at a kill, but Taft, a good defensive return. And couldn't see the signal from the referee on the far side, Colleen Garner, but the point goes to Taft. And the Dons hold on to a 1-point advantage. And a nice one-hander there by Wynn, but here's Taft's return and knocked back by Wynn and McWright there in the middle to knot it all back up again. 13-13 after Taft's controlled the first two sets, 25-20 and 25-17. The Dons playing right with them in this third set. And now the Dons taking the lead back on the service error there by Taft, 14-13. So Rebecca Salvi, a 5'4" junior for the Dons serving. And now in the middle of the setup, McWright. Taft the return. Nice save there by Bosnick. Wynn back over. And a nice dump attempt there by Espindola. And Taft barely can't handle it. Nice attempt, but Espindola's dump ultimately gets the Dons a 2-point advantage. And you can hear the Dons fans to our left getting a little excited here as they will not go away. Down 2-0, but leading in the third set. And too long on the attack there. And a 3-point lead for the Dons. Ties their largest advantage in this whole match for the third time, as Taft will take a timeout. And we'll take this opportunity to tell you that if you want to watch more of your school's great matchups, like the one you are enjoying right here tonight in Woodland Hills, you can tell your school to sign up for the Play on Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, you can go to playonsports.com/SBP. That's playonsports.com/SBP. So again, if you're just joining us, the season opener for Verdugo Hills, coming off an East Valley League championship season, undefeated 14-0 overall and in League 12-0. And Taft, out of the West Valley League, also the champions of their league, and making the LA City Section D2 championship game as a 2 seed last year. They've had a few more games to warm up this season. They are 4-2 after the Gladstone tournament last week. But Taft controlling the first couple sets, but Verdugo Hills refusing to go away as they mishit that one. A nice dig attempt there, but can't quite save it and cuts the Verdugo Hills lead in this third set to 16-14. Win for the Toreadors into the net, and the Taft lead back to 3. That's been their largest lead, 17-14. They didn't lead a single time in the second set. Can they create a little space here in this third set, down 2 sets to none? Espindola's serve, and far out, but saved by the Toreadors, and a couple missed hits there on the Verdugo Hills side, and it's back to a 2-point third set. Janjic and Krasnov back into the game for the Toreadors. Janjic, the right-handed serve, set up in the middle, right side, and it's hit back. And Bosnick trying to get the kill. A nice dig there, and kept alive by the Dons, but ultimately a nice kill there in the middle. Too much height and too much power there by Janjic. Also a nice job of seeing the open space, and that cuts the Toreador deficit back to 1, but not for long, as the service error extends the Dons' hopes of getting a third set victory and forcing a fourth set, as Lovick serves for the Dons, taken in the back line. Bosnick, a lot of power there, but Taft gets it, or I should say the Dons get it back over, and then Bosnick able to one-hand it to cut the lead again back to 1. Akavan serving for the Toreadors. The one-hander, and just gets the left sideline. A nice one-hander there by Espindola. The Dons down 2 sets to none, but putting the pressure on Taft in this third set. Up high on the left side, and blocked back, but out of bounds, and Park ultimately gets the point for the Toreadors, as she'll come out of the game and be replaced by Gina Friera, and the junior will serve, as she'll try and tie it back up for the Toreadors. And just wide. Good job there by Evans of seeing that and letting it go to extend the Don lead back to 2. Evans comes out of the game and is replaced by Lissing, and it'll be Roselle Lissing serving for the Dons, the 5'5" junior defensive specialist. And a nice serve there. Here's the return into the net by Bosnick. And again, tying the largest margin for the Dons. They've led by 3 several times now. Can they push it a little further and get closer to that third set victory? 21-18, the advantage. And they do. And this is now their largest advantage of the whole match. As timeout for Taft, Armin Mercado wanting to talk things over as the Dons coming out in this third set very hot. And PlayOnSports.com, not only your destination for LA City League volleyball, but also the place for the most comprehensive coverage of high school playoff and championships events in all sports from across the country. PlayOnSports.com. High school sports lives here, and don't forget to stay tuned for the PlayOnSports.com post-game show where we'll select our player of the game as well as wrap up all the action from this match that's coming up following the game on your destination for high school sports. PlayOnSports.com. So the Dons, with their largest advantage of the afternoon, 22-18 in the third set. They're down 2 sets to none, but trying to force a fourth set. And just gets over the net, and they say outside of the antenna, so that'll be a point for the Dons, and that's their new largest advantage. We're gonna have it discussed here at the net. And so the advantage for the Dons, 23-18, trying to force that fourth set. Lissing waiting to serve as the officials talk it over. And so the point does go to Verdugo Hills. Lissing. And no set point yet for Verdugo Hills, as the point for Taft, and we have a little problem here on the scoreboard in the gym, but 23-19. And Bayhem trying to cut that deficit. And a mistake there by Verdugo Hills cuts the Dons lead back to 3, 23-20. Will the momentum continue to swing? Bayhem. Espindola returns it. And on the right side, the kill for Park. Cuts it back to a 2-point lead. Taft fighting their way back into this one and taking advantage of, to be frank, a couple Don mistakes. 23-21. The advantage for the Dons, but Taft with the 2-0 advantage. And nice serve there. And finally the Dons able to get a point after a little run there by Taft. They can now force a fourth set as they have a set point here, 24-21. So Jamie Ho trying to take the fourth set for her Dons. And not yet. What a kill there by Jamie Wynn, rising up to cut it to 24-22. Another set point coming though as Samea into the game. Had 2 aces in a row earlier in the second set. trying to keep Taft alive in this third set and see if they can sweep the Dons, but the Dons with the advantage. And Bosnick in the middle, and they keep the Dons alive. They keep the Toreadors alive and keep the Dons from closing out this third set just yet. As a nice job there in the middle by McWright. And now you can feel the momentum swinging back over to Taft. Can the Dons get one more point and force a fourth set? Samea. Nice serve there, and a point ties it back up as the Toreadors excited on their end as they knot it back up at 24. After it looked like the Dons were controlling things, Taft not going away, trying to get this third set and get the sweep and be done with it. The Dons back on their heels a little bit. Can they get back on top? A powerful serve, knocked back, and on the return, it gives the point back to the Dons, 25-24, and so another set point for the Dons. Maybe have their feet back underneath them after that little success. Janelle Howell, returnable, and in the middle, a nice little dig there. Wynn gets it knocked back in her face, one hands it back over, and in the middle, returnable again. A good volley here, and we have a two-hit here as that knocks it right back up at 25 apiece. What a third set we have here. Win at the back line to serve. And this Taft crowd getting behind their Toreadors as Taft with the 2-0 lead and trying to get on top in this third set in extra points now. Into the net though, Don's back on top. And now back to Espindola. Jody Espindola trying to put this third set away and force a fourth set here in the Woodland Hills. All the Dons fans to our left standing up, and that one hits the net and to the bottom. Can Taft save it? No! We'll go to fourth set as the Dons on their heels look like they have control of it, then lose control of it a little bit late, but get the third set victory 27-25, and we'll go to a fourth set on PlayOn Sports after this. So back here in the Woodland Hills for a fourth set after Taft, the home team, controlling the first two sets and getting the two-set advantage, 25-20 and 25-17, and then Verdugo Hills coming out hot in set number 3, looking like they were going to control it. Then the momentum swinging late to the Taft side, but Verdugo Hills able to get it done 27-25 and force a fourth set with the Taft advantage now 2-1 as we get ready for this fourth set here on PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports. Be sure to check us out on Facebook at PlayOnSports and on Twitter at PlayOnSports, as well as YouTube.com/PlayOnNetwork, as we'll have a big weekend of Friday night football action coming up. Try and get over 100 games on across the country on Fridays. So the first game of the season for the Dons. Taft a little bit of an advantage. They've already played 6 games, and they looked like it early on, but the Dons able to force the fourth set, but the first point of this fourth set goes to Park, and her Toreadors 1-0. And a 2-0 lead now for Taft off that one. Krasnov and gives the Dons their first point. So here's Evans for the Dons. In the middle, a nice save there by Taft, and able to knock it back over with the right hand is Akavon, Megan Akavon, a 5'8" junior. And now Amanda Park will come out of the game and be replaced by the talented, lost her number there for a second, Soraya Samea, who's done a very good job on services, a lot of power there. Verdugo Hills able to get it back over just. Espindola with the setup, and the kill there off the block by Michelle Boyd, the junior. And Espindola will serve it for the Dons. In the middle, rising up and hitting it, and Taft can't handle it. Too much power there by McWright, the senior, and it'll be Jamie Wynn, who's also done a good job up front for the Toreadors. Serving it for Taft, but into the net there, and that cuts the lead to 1. Kamala Levick for the Dons. Win. But it doesn't go. Knocks it up at 4-piece. Levick the serve. Nice shot there, but returnable, and here's the Taft attack again. A lot of power there, but a violation gives Taft the point. Taft just controlled the first 2 sets, and then a back and forth third set, with the Dons keeping their hopes alive, 27-25. Very exciting extra points finish. And now the 5-4 advantage for Taft in set number 4 and make it 6-4. Stand's not full tonight, but the fans that are here are definitely passionate. Some good Taft fans, and the JV and freshman volleyball teams for the Dons still in the house, making some noise for their squad as the Dons cut it back to 6-5. Boyd serve, back line. And Bosnick, but they say point Dons, and that'll knot it back up. And there's the one-hander, almost thought they'd get it, but a nice return there by Boyd, but eventually point for Taft as they take the lead right back. Akavon serving for the Toreadors. In the middle, nice block back there by Janjic, and now Taft trying to return it again. And Park, a lot of power there, but a nice dig by Lovick, and a one-handed return by Howell. And now Taft trying to get it back over, and blocked back again by Howell, and this time she gets the point and knots it back up. Howell doing a good job moving at the net. And now Rosa Lissing into the game for the Dons, and she'll serve. Park from the far side and just mishit that one and gives the Dons the lead back. The Dons' biggest lead by 4 all match, I should say, and Taft has had much larger advantages of as much as 12, but the lead for Taft now back to 2, 9-7 on that nice little kill. Lissing serve in the middle. Ockhaven, and knocked back, and the Dons fired up as they extend their lead to 3. Can they build even a little more of a margin? Lissing. And in the middle, here's Bosnick. And Espindola, and saved in the back line by Wynn. Espindola dumps it back over. Nice save there for Taft, and returning it was Behem. And now a nice little one-hander, and that'll do it for the Dons. Alex Artiga, nice little touch on the ball. Caught Taft not ready, and they'll take the lead into the timeout, 11-7 here in this first quarter. And if you want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the game you are enjoying here tonight, tell your school to sign up for the PlayOn Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP. That's playonsports.com/SBP. So after the first 2 sets, it really looked like Taft might just have too much size and too much power and run away with it. But that third set, the Dons just coming out hot and starting out well, and it looked like they might have lost their footing late in that set as Taft tied it up a couple times late, and at 25-25, it looked like the momentum might be swinging in Taft's favor and that they might go home with a 3-set sweep, but it would not come to pass as the Dons getting back control of it and coming away with the 27-25 win in extra points to this fourth set, and now with the 11-7 lead. And Bosnick, so much power there. Only a sophomore. Bosnick's gonna be a good one. And here in the middle for the Dons, able to return it. The setup for win, and the point. Chipping away at the Dons' lead. And now Bosnick trying to put some power on it, but a little too much on it. So Archiga comes out of the game and is replaced by Jamie Ho, who will serve it for the Dons. And now a miss hit there. Nice job there by Jamie Ho, though. Gets the service ace and extends the Dons lead to 4. And believe this is the largest margin they've led by a few times in the second set. But can they pull away? Not right now. Krasnov, the nice serve there for Taft. And now looked like she might have an open shot, but couldn't quite get it over the net, could win. So the lead back to 4 as Taft leads 2-1. But the Dons feeling it here in this fourth set. Espindola getting ready to send it over. And now we have a little confusion at the scorer's table across the way. So maybe he'll give Taft an opportunity to regroup. We'll see. Again, just two very talented coaches and so much volleyball history here at Taft. Had, in the men's program, had representatives on the Team USA in the Olympics in 84, 88, 92, and 96. And USA Volleyball won Olympic medals in 3 of those 4 games. And at the 84 games was actually the Dons head coach. And Coach Reinert went back to the Olympics this year in London, took his whole family. And now trying to lead his Dons to a 5th set as it's 14-10 Dons. Park, a lot of power there and nice placement off the hands of Ho. Cuts it back to 3, and man, I gotta say, it's definitely not empty stands at all, but nowhere near full. But for the number of fans here, a lot of energy in John Furlong Gymnasium. Good to see. Samea, the powerful serve. Verdugo Hills able to send it back over. Smart one-hander there by Lovick. And now, but over their head on the return. And cuts the Verdugo Hills lead to 2. And Samea back to serve again. nice block there back. And a point for Kamari McWright in the middle there. And now just a 1-point lead for the Dons with the Taft serve coming. Samea. Nice save there out by the scorers, able to get the return. And here in the middle, McWright. And a nice job saving that one, and then the one-hander back over. And a nice job there in the middle. And a point. And I gotta say, really good job there on the last couple points in the middle by Kamala Levick. And also Espindola. And Jody Espindola will serve it for the Dons. And the Dons back out to a 3-point lead, 16-13. And nice job there on the court version by Espindola. Saw the Taft players crowding in on the middle and just able to float it back to the open spot. And the 4-point lead. And a lot of power there, but a good dig by Espindola, and she'll two-hand it back over. Set up in the middle, and McWright, nice job there on the floater, able to cut the lead back to 3. Fourth set here in the Woodland Hills. Taft with the 2-1 set lead, but trailing 17-14 to Verdugo Hills in this fourth set. Espindola, the little kind of dump attempt, returned by Taft, but long, and this yet again equals Taft's largest lead of the whole match at 4. Can they push it a little further? Levick serve, and it is finally a 5-point lead for the Dons, their largest of the whole set. 19-14 is that one off one of the basketball rims. And Levick will try and repeat that. And this one returnable, they'll just knock it back over. Set up on the far side, but too much on the back set. And it cuts the Taft deficit to 4. And now Micah Behem serving for the Toreadors, the senior. And thought she might get an ace there, but a good save. And then knocked back though. And a kill and a point for Bosnick in the middle. Bayham trying to keep the momentum going for Taft. Quite a little fight going on right at the net, and that attack too much on it, and extends the lead back to 4 for the Dons. We reach the later stages of this fourth set. Again, if you're just joining us on PlayOnSports.com in the Woodland Hills, it's Taft with the 2-1 set lead, but the Dons with the advantage in this fourth set, 2016. Espindola, the little dump attempt, keeping it alive, and the kill there for the Bosnian Bomber. Andrea Bosnick, only a sophomore again, playing so well and with a lot of size there, obviously at 6 feet. Cuts the Verdugo Hills lead to 20-17. And here's Espindola, and that one knocked back. And Park gets the kill. Nice cross-court offense there by Taft. Again, chipping away at the Dons' lead. And now the junior setter, Negan Akavon, serving for the Toreadors. In the middle, Alex Ortega gets the point, 21-18. Evans comes out of the game for the Dons, and Lissing there with the serve, and the return just paints the back edge and cuts the Dons' lead to 21-19. As it'll be Bosnick back there to serve. And she'll come out of the game and hand it off to Tuvel Aruzi. Right-hander and an ace. Just off the hands on the dig attempt by Lissing. And now just a 1-point lead for the Dons. Can Aruzi tie it back up? Espindola. And the answer is yes. Taft ties it back up at 21. And when they tied it up in the third set, it looked like Taft was going to maybe come away with the victory and sweep Verdugo Hills 3-0. And the Dons able to get their feet back under them, not freak out, and get that third set victory to force this fourth set. Can they get their feet under them again? And on that point, the answer is no, as that gives Taft their first lead in some time, 22-21. And now a crucial point momentum-wise. Aruzi into the net though, and that knots it all back up at 22. Here's Jamie Ho. And Park saves it on the right sideline. And it's returned by Aruzi. Espindola and trying to get back over, but into the net. And they say the net violation on the Dons. And now Krasnov into the game to serve it for the Toreadors, and saved on the back edge by the Dons. And here's Park, keeping it alive. Espindola, Lovick. Espindola sets it up for Howell, and it's a point for the Dons, and they'll make that Verdugo or Taft. And now Taft with the 2-1 lead and the set point. Espindola in the middle, and it won't be over yet. A nice kill there for Howell. Janelle Howell, the 5'6" junior. And now into the game to serve it is the 5'4" junior, Rebecca Salvi, trying to keep the Dons alive. They need to get this set victory to force a fifth set, and it's into the net, and Taft wins the match, 25-23, 25-20 in the first set, and 25-17 in the second set to get the match victory, 3-1. And stay with us here on PlayOnSports.com for the PlayOnSports.com post-game show. We'll have an interview with the player of the game coming up right after this on Play On Sports, your destination for high school sports. Back here on PlayOnSports.com, where we just saw Taft get the victory over Verdugo Hills 3-1, and we're joined by the player of the game, Andrea Bosnick, the Bosnian Bomber. Nice win.
Thank you.
Yeah, you guys seemed the first couple sets to have control of it. Then the Dons came back out, the third set that is, and really brought it to you.
Yeah, they did. We gave them some hope, and I guess they definitely took advantage of that. But we got it right back.
Yeah. How late in the third set, you guys seemed to have the momentum swing back in your direction. They got the third set victory. What was kind of the mentality after that? How did you come back and have a strong fourth set?
We were definitely very angry, and we just decided to come back, 10 times stronger than we did and push as hard as we did towards the end of the game, the set we lost, and that brought us our victory.
Yeah. Kind of any keys to the victory? What propelled you to get obviously the 3-1 victory?
Well, just never give up. I guess it sounds corny, but it's true, and just come back 10 times stronger and harder than you came the first set.
Things you were happy with, things you guys need to work on after this match?
I was definitely happy with how everyone worked together, and we were very loud. Just one thing we lack is just, keeping the energy up, but we've done that great towards the end, and hopefully that continues throughout our season.
Yeah, and obviously you have a very talented coach. Talk a little bit about Coach Mercado.
Mercado, he's great. He's very motivational. He knows how to push you, and he knows how to get you to your limits, and he's just a great coach, and I couldn't ask for a better one.
Cool. Well, you had a great game. Congratulations.
Thank you so
on the win. And we'll be back on PlayOn Sports to wrap up this volleyball match from Taft High School in Woodland Hills in just a moment.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1. For more information on how your school can join the PlayOn School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
4th and 10 from the 41-yard line for St. Augustine. Kennedy dropping back to pass. Looking left, firing, incomplete, intended for Noland. No penalty flags on the field.
Wrapping things up here from the Woodland Hills, Taft High School, the Toreadors get the win over the Dons, 3-1, and just so much size for the Dons, and obviously the Bosnian bomber, Andrea Bosnic, big power there in the middle. The Dons very good too, just their first match of the entire season. Toreadors had a little bit of an advantage with the preseason tournament last week, but should be an exciting season for both teams. And that'll wrap it up pretty much as the Toreadors get the 3-1 set victory over Verdugo Hills here on PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports. And for our videographer, Daniel Gutierrez, and producer, Dylan Sognalian. Sorry, Dylan, but doing a great job there for me. That'll wrap it up here on PlayOn Sports. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/PlayOnSports and on Facebook. And hopefully you'll join us for a big weekend of high school football this week.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1. For more information on how your school can join the PlayOn School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
4th and 10 from the 41-yard line for St. Augustine. Kennedy dropping back to pass. Looking left, firing, incomplete, intended for Noland. No penalty flags on the field. Mar Vista will